The governor has introduced his cap and trade program by way of House Bill 1314. What is this? How could it impact your constituents, and what concerns do you have?
Well, what it really is it's a bill to make businesses that have emissions have to purchase allowances in order to emit those emissions. I know that sounds kind of wonky, but the big thing that it does is the impacts to families, their jobs, manufacturing. I mean, the governor calls them big polluters, but these industries, they are agriculture producers, they are manufacturers, food delivery, transportation, fuel, everything that's necessary to take and keep our economy moving. I mean, one only has to look at the port slowdown to know what a significant impact that's had. But if you look at large scale and you start limiting our ability to transport our goods and services in this very trade-dependent state, wow, the amount of jobs that are at risk here are just really scary to me. But at the end of the day, what it really does is they're going to pass those costs on. They're not going to have a choice. The utility companies, electricity, food prices, fuel especially, and that doesn't even take into account other legislation or rules that Governor Inslee is looking at later. So really, at the end of the day, I think it's really bad for families. It's really bad for jobs, really bad for our competitiveness, really bad on so many fronts. And if you think of Spokane, you know, Inland Empire Paper Company, Fairchild Air Force Base, Avista Corporation, all of those are in Inslee's bill. For Northeastern Washington, Vaughan Brothers, Kettle Falls, Avista's biomass generating facility, really, and Boise Cascade, and in Pend Oreille County, it's Pend Oreille Newsprint. Huge, huge key employers for all of my folks up north. And this is going to increase their costs of doing business. And I think in some ways, if they can't pass those costs on, it's going to be jobs. So I am working very hard to frankly just kill the bill. I mean, I don't think it's necessary. We have done a great job in Washington State with some of the programs we've had in place, and we're going to get there. If you think that's a big deal and folks want to reduce their emissions, they should be able to figure out what works best for them, whether you're a business, a homeowner, someone who wants different transportation. I say go for it. But I don't want it being mandated at the end of the day.
So is the state getting closer to reaching its carbon emission goals right now?
Well, they really are, and there's a number of factors that enter into it, but I have a chart that hopefully folks will be able to take a look at. That what it does is it just shows that we are close to meeting 2035 goals. Now think about that. Now, some of the things that are going to be taken into consideration is the closure of our coal plant. TransAlta, they are going to be transitioning to natural gas. So the emissions aren't yet, but if all of that happens, which I know that it will, I mean, that's the direction they're going, we'll be meeting emission reductions on a per capita basis. We're really close to meeting 2035. You got to think about that. I mean, right now the governor's saying we're not meeting 2020, and you know, he's accurate. But if you take all of the things that are going on, we don't need to do this. And so to me, it's just offensive that he's going this direction, because it is just absolutely the worst thing that we could do right now. So it's one of my priorities to make sure that bill doesn't see the light of day.